Good evening, guys. I'm here to talk to you kind of about my summarization of this class and this extension agency that we've learned throughout the semester. So for me, I feel like it was really important as an agricultural education teacher to be able to identify how agricultural extension agents work, considering we work very closely with them, especially in the county that I'm in. We actually work with them a lot. We've been in and out of extension agents the last couple of years. We were actually down an extension agent the last year and a half. So we just got a new extension agent back in August that I actually just met a couple of weeks ago. But working with the extension agent is very important for my job, and being able to learn all this information helped me as an ag teacher understand where they're coming from and kind of understand the basis of the agricultural agency and what they do. And it's really important to me that I understood this, and it helped me a lot from where I stood. But kind of my summarization of this class with the history of the extension agent, the three components, the teaching, the extension, and the research components, with the three different acts that occurred for those. The teaching component being the Moral Act of 1862, with the land grant colleges set up in every state, with ours being Texas A&M University, with federal funding to help agricultural mechanics students create research for ag-based knowledge. The second one being the research component with the Hatch Act of 1887, which set up ag experiment stations at each of these land grant colleges, which allowed these colleges to be able to experiment and to research and to be able to implement the knowledge that they were gaining with federal funding. Then the third component with the extension component was the Smith-Lever Act of 1914. With cooperation from the USDA and the land grant colleges, agricultural extension agents were set into place to be able to take this research information and to pass it on into to their counties, to be able to allow other people who couldn't necessarily go to college to implement this research onto their farms. And then the second Moral Act of 1890, which established the 18 African American institutes across the United States, the Texas one being Prairie View A&M. So that was a pretty cool thing for me to learn. I didn't necessarily know all of that. I just knew that there was land grant colleges. And then we learned that county agents, they need to know how they interact with their county officials, and being able to interact with them is really important, and know who they are, and if they need anything, who to contact. Volunteering was the next part, and this part I found very, very helpful, considering that me and my teaching partner volunteer a lot for our 4-H. Having volunteers is very important, and coming from a position where we require a lot of volunteers, it's important to us, and it's important to me to understand how volunteers affect the agricultural extension agency. As an active member in the community, we see a lot of involvement in the volunteers in the 4-H. I think we have 4 paid positions in our county. I'm not necessarily sure that's correct. But having 4-H coordinators and training teams and all of that is a lot of information to put onto one person. So having those volunteers is very important. And then just the program development with your surveys and writing outcomes, and understanding how a program has to be developed in order to help those in the community, and having those surveys to identify what's working and what's not from their point of view, because without that you may think something's completely working and it's not. And then writing the outcomes for your entire program and be able to identify that is working and this is something that's helping our program, and being able to take that information and move forward to help develop your county agency, and help those in your county, because that's your main goal as an extension agent. And then the plan of work to me was just an overall plan for your agency to identify what goals you have, and what objectives and plan of actions needed to take place in order for you to actively help your agency grow. So to me, this class was very helpful, and I really, really enjoyed working with it, because I felt like it was something that I needed to see as an agricultural educator. Somebody who might want to go into extension work, I was really pleased with the class and what it had to offer. But my question to you guys is, what was your favorite part of the class, and what was one thing that you didn't necessarily know, but you have found useful?